Loki is another terrible Marvel show, which ends bad. No one should watch it. I hate Loki and his fans. It wouldn't even satisfy Loki fuckers because it came out like 5 years too late. So it's about some stereotypical stormtroopers monitoring time. They are fascist, but very inclusive fascists. Their weapons are powerful and they control time. But they only do it in the first episode because the creators are morons. They forget every ability the characters have. It's honestly kind of embarrassing. Shouldn't Loki be strong if he can survive Hulk fucking him? I guess not. He struggles against these guys who are literally people in suits. Why is Thor so strong if he's the same type of person? You think someone who is a frost giant would be a little stronger than Tom Hiddleston. The balance is terrible and everyone should be weak. See, the reason they can't be reasonable is because the writers know it would be too easy. They can't think creatively, so they have to pad their shitty stories out. Loki could have burned the whole place down in a melee second, but they chose to make him weak. Terrible. All the acting is terrible. There is no good character in this. The female characters are the worst too.
Dictate the proper flow of time according to their dictations. How do you plead?
Female Loki is deadpan all the time. They have Tara Strong give another stilted and awful performance.
Each other for supremacy, nearly resulted in the total destruction of...
She can't do a southern accent for shit. Kang gave an edgy, cringy, and unfunny performance. What are you, a kid trying to be Joker in middle school? It's not quirky or funny, you dumb fuck. Why would anyone pass this? The series is terrible. There's like a mountain of evidence. The best actors are the old guy and the alligator. Definitely not the kid. Also, why is old Loki in the old outfit? I get the outfits are terrible in old Marvel, but the MCU clearly wants to shit on the legacy of the comics. Why is old Loki in the outfit? Because he's old, and it's supposed to look bad. If they make it look good, then people will pick the old design every time. That's why they try to make them ugly. I'm sure the overly detailed shitty fashion show MCU designs are the best ones, I guess. Loki doesn't even wear a costume. We get Loki in an ugly, dirty shirt for the whole show. Great design. Edgy broken horn on female Loki. Kang is just a guy in robes, and the girl running the court is the most forgettable villain. The whole aesthetic is ass. If it's more advanced, why is it the 50s? The 50s aren't advanced, so why would they use it? Why would you use shittier technology to do something you could do better on Earth? I guess Earth is more advanced than them. They should have killed Loki right when it got good. They ruined it. Can't kill our main character, then we can't do season 2. What an awful piece of shit. All they had to do was walk 10 feet away to avoid the smoke monster. Why did so many people die? Lokis didn't survive because they were Lokis. It's because they walked. Also, nice shitty generic giant smoke monster. Maybe the comic characters from the 50s shouldn't be brought back. Oh, it's also something that looks like the shitty live-action villains because Smoke is easy to animate. Way to be lazy. Loki is a show about the old and new not working together at all. The CGI is loathsome and genuinely terrible. How is it in 2021 and we still can't green screen right? You already muted the colors and darkened the visuals up. How can you not make the CGI look good? Half the time Loki is sitting in a dirty t-shirt. How is this hard? They talk for like half of each episode. Is this difficult? Why is the multi-billion-dollar studio so bad at this? Just put a little effort into Loki. You made it for 15-year-old girls to get their rocks off to Loki after the trend, and you can't give it any money? I mean, you shouldn't because Marvel is ass. Maybe you could get an art team that actually does things well instead of making everything look like someone wiped their ass with it. Also, the Thanos copter, it wasn't bad enough Thanos had a weapon based on it. They had to put it in the motherfucking show. And you're not gonna top Thanos. It's too late now. Any villain you make will be less intimidating. Now there's an infinite amount of kings. Can't wait for them to magically kill him infinity plus 1 time. Why didn't Loki want to kill him again? He knew a multiversal war would happen. So why did Kang being involved change that? It's still a multiversal war either way. Actually, why does it matter if he goes crazy anyways? He's only trying to kill other kings, so it doesn't matter. How is this one human guy gonna destroy a whole universe? Besides, it's infinite. Shouldn't there be infinite universes where it's peaceful and infinite universes that never interact with each other? Wait, if it's every possibility, then wouldn't there only be one? Particles are bashing against each other in a predictable pattern. There's no free will in real life. How are there different timelines? Little did Kang know, quantum mechanics made his goal impossible. Guess that's what Ant-Man will tell him. You could have honestly called the ending in a microsecond. I mean, everyone with a brain knew it was Kang at the end. A time-traveling Avengers villain is the villain of the time-traveling Avengers show? Wow. Glad they showed the guy's face in episode 1. So predictable. Why does it feel like they're always trying to subvert expectations? The villains are the timekeepers, but they're not. Loki died, but he didn't die. Loki is going to fuck himself in the face, but he doesn't. We could have called this as soon as he was revealed as the villain in Ant-Man, and we know What If is coming out. More like, what if they didn't spoil themselves? Those two things could not exist if there was one timeline. I guess now shitty Spider-Man and X-Men films can be canon. Guys, go watch our shitty backlog of shitty 90s shows and anime. They were already canon before, but now it's super canon. Because Marvel controls all the canon. If you make a comic with regular Groot, you're fired. You're only allowed to do Baby Groot. You want to make normal Loki? Fuck you, it has to be hot Loki. No creativity allowed unless you're the shitheads who think the CGI looks good. Loki, you care about timelines so much. I'm going to go over every Marvel film, but out of order because fuck you. Loki is bad. All the Lokis are bad.